Welcome back. We have Marilyn
Doran
with us today, and you've been on the show before, and you've got an event coming up. Let's see, it shows here, July 11th. Is that right?
Actually, we have several events coming up. We have a whole series of summer programs I'd like to talk
I think
about.
last week we had someone on our Harrison show that's got a big event through the, I'm not sure exactly, from the Extension Agency maybe?
4-H?
The 4-H, yes, that's what it was.
Conservation Day.
We're looking at worms and snakes and that's at your center, right?
Right. We're hosting it at the center and going to provide some of the program.
Is it the same weekend as of this event that
No,
you're talking
now the
about?
events that I'm going to talk about today are weekly events. They're going to be ongoing throughout the summer.
All right.
But anyway, I want to thank you for having me here again.
Well, we're happy to have you here.
Yeah. And we talked about this before we came back on the air, so we want to make sure the audience knows that you are with the Fred Berry Conservation Education Center, which is located in Yellville.
Right.
Down there on Crooked Creek.
Right.
And it's the road right across from the Sheriff's Department. And is there a sign there that says Kelly Access, or is there a sign
that says Kelly's Access on Crooked Creek?
Okay.
And the road is Marion County 4002, and as soon as you turn onto the road, you'll see Conservation Education Center.
Okay.
And it's just a mile down there to the creek, and you no longer cross Kelly's Slab. We have our bridge now. Last time I was on the show, we talked about the prospect of getting that bridge, and
that was
it's
a pretty
been there
steep
a year
slab you
now.
had down there.
Yeah, the bridge is wonderful. We would be rained out for 2-3 weeks at a time sometimes, but we've been able to get people in all spring. Had a big flood this spring and we were closed 2 days to fix the road, but the bridge allows us
Did it get close to the
access.
bridge? Did the water level get close to the
Not
bridge?
too close. It held
That's
really
a
well.
tall
that
bridge.
bridge
Yeah, it's a big bridge.
It's a big bridge.
Yeah.
It's not
It's
down
one
low.
lane, but it's a nice bridge. Anyway, since we have the bridge, we can now provide public programming. In the past, we did a lot of school field trips, but if it rained and they couldn't get there, I'd just call the school and we'd have to cancel or reschedule, and it was terrible to have to do that. But you just really can't do that with a public event. You can't get hold of everyone. So now that we have the bridge, we're trying to do some outreach to the public, and this summer we know that kids need things to do. So we put our heads together and we do weekly events on Monday, Thursday, and Friday. And Mondays are going to be nature films, followed by relevant activities that have to do with that film. So we call that Movie Monday, and it's from 9 until 11 for children 12 and under. We try to target the ages. We've had some kids out about 4 years old that do okay with the material. So about 4 or 5 years old up through about 12. But if families come out together and they've got little ones, babies, they're welcome to bring those along too. But that's been fun. We just started Movie Mondays. We had our second one this week.
And you have it inside the center?
Inside the center, right. And we may go outdoors for the activity depending on what we do. This week we did, we had a video on fishing, on fish, and then we did fish prints afterwards, and the kids got to take their prints home with them and stuff.
Now what's a fish print? What do you do? How do you do that?
We had rubber fish replicas. You can use a live fish, and you take a roller and rub paint on it, and then turn it over on a T-shirt or on paper or something, and make a print of it.
It's kind of rough when they're still flopping though, right?
Yeah, you have to hold them still.
So you have a movie that's like education and nature, that kind of thing?
Right. Next Monday it'll be reptiles, and then the following Monday beavers, and then insects. Now we won't do it July 4th. We're closed on July 4th, and we won't be holding Movie Monday on the 18th of July because we have a teacher workshop that day. But we're also going to host Thrilling Thursdays. We originally called it Wild About Thursday, but when we put our brochure together, we like the alliteration of Thrilling Thursday. So on those days, it's just nature activities. We'll do our first one this week, which I guess by the time this airs, we will have already done that, and that one is going to be about making the most of summer. And then throughout the summer on Thursdays, we'll do things on watchable wildlife. Talk about wildlife watching and how to use the binoculars and get out and see wildlife. We'll do one on nature journaling and just a variety of nature activities.
And you, by journaling, you go out and you spot something and you make a journal of it?
Write about it. We teach the kids that journaling they can make their journal really anything they want it to be. But we talk about recording things through descriptions or poetry or art. maybe pressing a leaf for a flower and keeping a record.
Or maybe draw a little photo or a picture of what they saw. Or,
sure.
Yeah.
And
draw a map.
Terry Gentry works with me. She's our education specialist, and she has a real talent for putting those things together. She's looking forward to that one in particular. But we'll have several different activities going on Thursdays. Again, same age group, children 12 and under, and if we have a lot of little ones and a lot of older ones, we'll probably split them up into a couple of groups on Thursdays to meet their needs better. Then on Fridays, Friday is Fishing Friday. And we have a catfish pond right in front of the center, stocked with lots of catfish, and they're nice fish. They're like from this size and even to this size. And we recently had a fishing derby, and the kids just had a wonderful time. But our student intern, Noah Wyatt, is going to be helping out with Fishing Friday, and that's also from 9 to 11, or you might talk Noah in the
catch fish on Friday?
Yes, the catfish, and our pond is so full, and in the summer the oxygen level drops, and so we need to probably get a few fish out, so we're going to let the kids harvest up to 2 fish per day on Fridays. They can take 2 fish home with them, each child can.
Now, should they have their own fishing
They
equipment?
can bring their own fishing gear if they want to, or we'll provide them with fishing gear. They can use either cane poles, or we have rods with push-button reels, and we have the bait, but if they have a favorite catfish bait they want to bring along, they can do that. Now, for all of these events, they need to be accompanied by an adult. One adult can bring 2 or 3 or 4 kids or whatever, but each child needs to have an adult.
Or can they just show up?
They don't have to. If they want to call and ask questions, if they have any questions about the programs, they can reach us at the center. That number is 870-449-3484. And we'll try to answer any questions they have about that.
I'm assuming they don't need a license?
No, in Arkansas, children under 16 are not required to have a license. Now, if an adult is going to help, cast and reel in and stuff, it's the law that they need to have a fishing license. Now, if they just want to watch and supervise their child and let us do the helping out with stuff like that, they can still take the fish off the hook and everything if they don't have to have a license to bring their child.
Now, these programs last all summer? How many weeks? Or
well, I brought this schedule, and we can read that off, or can I hold it up and maybe?
Well,
is it too small to be?
It's probably too small.
The fishing is going to go through August. Let me see, August 12th. Fishing starts July 1st. It's every Friday in July, and then the first 2 Fridays in August. Let's see, Movie Mondays. The next ones will be July 11th, July 25th, and August 1st. Thrilling Thursdays, our first one will be tomorrow, which will be in the past when this is seen, I understand. But then July 7th, 14th, 21st, 28th, and August 4th.
So basically up to school starts, just about. Yeah. And these are all free.
All free.
And that from 9 till 11, regardless of what the event is, it runs from 9 till 11.
Right.
Okay.
And we're able to offer these free. Arkansas Game and Fish Commission offers all of our programming at the center is free. Occasionally there will be a workshop. We may charge a small registration fee to cover cost of food or something. But most of our events are going to be completely free thanks to our 1/8 cent conservation sales tax.
Nice.
That was passed back in 1996.
Now, if a parent wants to schedule any of this, can they find this brochure either online or somewhere?
Online on www.agfc.com. There's a calendar there. They can click on the calendar, or they can go to education and find the education centers listed. In fact, they can find all the nature centers and education centers throughout the state listed there on the website.
Does the Berry Center then have a separate link then?
Yes, and our specific website is Fred Berry, that's Berry with an E, CEC for Conservation Education Center, fredberrycec.com.
Oh, wonderful.
And so they can find our calendar there. Right.
Good. Well, that is really, because you are correct, when parents are looking for things for the kids to do that are fun and educational.
Well, this is fun and educational.
That's the best way, is like trick them into learning. They don't know they're learning. They think they're just fishing.
As long as it's fun, they will learn.
Yes, they will have a big time. Well, do you have any other public programs besides the kids events coming up you'd like to mention? Or
well, now you mentioned the Conservation Day that 4-H is holding, and we're hosting at our center. That'll be a big event. Registration for that is at 9:30 on July 12th. And then the events begin at 10. I think it runs from 10 until 2. We have scheduled a teacher workshop. Any educator or teacher that needs to learn a little bit about ecosystems, and this one in particular is Crooked Creek Ecosystem. This is an Advanced Project Wild workshop, a 2-day event, July 18th and 19th, and pre-registration is required for that one. They need to give us a call. That one costs $25.
It'll be science in service hours for teachers.
Right,
that need
science
to
in service, environmental education, anything like that. And we've done this one in the past. We have several of our game and fish biologists come and help out with this one. We'll be talking about crayfish and butterflies, and we'll be doing fish sampling on the creek. The fisheries division is going to bring out the shock boat and demonstrate how sampling is done, and it's a real hands-on workshop.
You caught when you said shock boat.
Is that what you do? You shock the fish and
right, it stuns them, and then you net them up
temporarily, I guess.
And so they're kind of still for just a few minutes or something.
And then we net them up, and we identify the different types of fish that we have in the creek to do a survey and do some counts to see how the fish populations. And they teach us, why they do all this and why they need to know all this information. It's not just to go out and shock some fish.
Okay, well then put in a plug for the Berry Center and tell everybody the hours of your operation and things like that, because it is a wonderful center down there.
It is. We have 420 acres that sit in a big long horseshoe of Crooked Creek. We've been open since 2005. We're there, typically we are there Monday through Friday from 8 until 4:30. And you can come in and use our trails. We have about 6 miles of trail now, and you can pick up a trail map at our center. If you drive a vehicle in, please let us know that you are there before you park and leave it anywhere on the site, because if we leave, the facility is gated. If all of us have to leave for something, whether it's a meeting or whatever, we lock the gate. So we need to know you're there. If we're going to be leaving early, we'll let you know. We don't want to lock you in. But hiking in the trails any day of the week, 7 days a week, you can park in the parking lots and walk in, access the creek to fish or swim or just to use the trails.
Very nice. Really, it's just a mile off Highway 62.
Just a mile off 62-412.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Well, thank you so much for being here, Marilyn.
Thank you.
Appreciate you seeing you again. I know you've been on here a few times, and it's always great to know about what great services we have around the area.
Come here and talk about the center.
Free services, especially.
Yeah, free services, especially. And they're even threatening about closing some parks in the country. Hopefully not ours. Did you hear about that? Not too long ago.
No, I didn't. But I know there's all kinds of budget cuts going on,
problems,
and things like that. So
well, hopefully we won't be affected.
We still get a few visitors that say, "I didn't know about this place," so
it's a good
I
thing
welcome the opportunity to let some more people know we're there.
Wonderful.
Thanks, Marilyn.
Thank you.
All right. Up next, let's talk about logo contest. If you'd like to get your specific logo. Boy, I'm having a hard time today.
The Raynard is coming back out.
Raynard's coming out of me.
Yeah.
Well, Yellville's having a contest.
Yeah.
And they're
I'm glad you said Yellville, not Yellville, yelling your Raynard.
Yellville. I could,
Well, we always say Yellville, and people say, how do you spell that? So sometimes I say Yellvull, just like it sounded, because, they're smart. I bet, well, do you how you say it's Yellville? Just like it's Fayetteville.
Fayetteville. Or Burrillville.
Burrillville. I live over there at Fayetteville. Yeah, that sort of thing. But I live at Yellville. I have all, well, I don't live there now, but that's my hometown, everybody knows. So.
Well, Travis Dozier's here, and he's going to be talking about a contest that they're having over in Yellville about coming up with a new logo, and you might be the winner of the contest. So we'll talk about that when we return. Stay with us.